When it comes to the best biosecurity and biosafety protocols to help your business thrive during these challenging times of face masks, viruses, and gloves, schools, businesses, sports arenas, hotels, and even churches are turning to America's top COVID-19 experts.
Providing is a solution that has the ability to change the way we fight COVID-19.
Hi, I'm Socrates Garrett, Chief Operating Officer for SRS Inc., the single source solution for biosecurity protocols. SRS will ensure that your business does not shut down.
What separates SRS from other companies? We understand that if you control your environment, you control the spread of COVID-19.
SRS, the one source solution.
Hey, and we are live. Welcome to BMA Radio Show. I am your host, Dr. J. We have a very good show for you today. Before we start off and introduce our guest, I just want to say it's prime time in the city. How about that, y'all? I know I'm not the only one that's excited. Not only do we have two-time NBA champion, NFL Super Bowl champion, Hall of Famer Deion Sanders as the coach of Jackson State University. And we also have his girlfriend this time, Miss Tracy Edmonds. See, most people don't know this is the former babyface wife, the Tracy Edmonds. So to have her, she's a TV producer. So to have her in the city along with prime time, we got some things going on here in the city of Jackson. So we just want to welcome them to the city of Jackson. I'm representing Westbrook with my man today. So make sure you all go out and vote. November the 3rd, Wednesday, October 5th is the last day to register to vote. So make sure you are registered to vote. How about you take 3 people to vote? This is one of the most important elections of our lifetime. So we can't afford to be absent. And so I'm encouraging everyone to go out and vote. I'm excited about our guest today. How you doing, Dr. Taylor?
I am doing wonderfully fine.
Wonderful. Better than blessed. I heard that.
Better than I deserve.
So introduce yourself to the people and tell them who you are.
Well, since we're social distancing here, I'm going to take my mask off. I keep it with me always because it's good to be safe. Better safe than sorry. But I'm Dr. Franco Taylor. I'm what is called a health evangelist. I'm out of Memphis, Tennessee, and I've been working with all natural ways of being well for over 41 years. I'm blessed to have a wonderful wife. She's just, I know she loves me because she allowed me to deliver our children at home. So I know she loves me. Nobody else does, right? Wonderful children. I thank God for giving me 41 years of working with individuals, helping them to lose weight, gain weight, with high blood pressure, with diabetes, even cancer, full-blown AIDS, even COVID. I watched it turn it around many times in these 41 years. I didn't heal anyone, listen to me carefully, but I watched them get well when they worked with God's body, giving it what God wanted it to have, and the body did what? It healed itself. That's what it was designed to do. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. Again, 41 years, 12,000 people, every disease you can think of, including cancer, AIDS, virus, it doesn't matter. I watched it all turned around hundreds of times. And again, you can do the same. You don't have to be afraid of this COVID thing, it's a spooky movie type thing. Yes, it is serious, but so is God and the body that He gave you that was designed to live a long time. And we'll talk about that as we go forward.
Wow. I want to go back to you saying about your wife loves you. Your wife is the reason why you're here. She watched our show last week. She reached out to me and asked me to have her on the show. And she sent me all the information. And when I didn't respond in time to you, she sent me another information. So she's persistent. I love it. And she also my forward. Delta in the house.
You had, was it Lane Road?
Dr. Lane Road. That's your buddy? Oh, wow.
I done interviews way back before COVID even took off.
Oh, wow.
I forgot.
So tell us how you got started with medical, biblical healing. What you call it? What's the key word? Health evangelist. I'm going to get it right.
Bottom line, back in the 60s, I went to school to be a doctor, and my father died in 1972 of a stroke. And he was in Cleveland, Ohio, where they have the largest cardiovascular institution in the world, the most renowned. That's called Cleveland Clinic. He died there. I got mad. I couldn't understand why the best couldn't save my father. And people said, man, you crazy, you dropping out of school, going to be a doctor. But God had another plan for him. And the bottom line was he didn't want me prescribing drugs and medication. I'm not knocking medicine. I'm simply saying that's not what God had for me. So shortly after that, I really looked at the whole situation. My daddy died at 32. He died at 52. I was 22. And I said, well, if I keep smoking the same cigarettes, eating the same barbecue, and drinking the same cigarettes, drinking the same alcohol that he did, then I won't make it to 32.
Wow.
And so I started looking, and I realized that it had to do with our diet and our lifestyle. So I searched around. I found a place up in the Kentucky, Tennessee border there, and they literally had what was called a sanitarium where people could go and get well. I went up there and I met the people, and the individual that was running it said, man, he says, after talking to you, he says, you're going to take this thing further than I ever will. But I worked there with him for a while. I was the grounds manager. I became an instructor there. And people came from all around the world. And they came with every sickness you could think of. This simple little place, no electricity, candles and just kerosene lamps. And I got to say this, one thing that made it so unique to me was that when you went into these cedar cabins, they were made out of pure cedar logs, okay? And there were log cabins. In the center of the one that you would go in, there was one for men and one for women where you go in and take your sauna. In the middle of it was a pit. And in the pit was lava rock. And you would go in with your pitcher, with your water, your own private pitcher, and you pour your pitcher on the rock that was hot, and it would make steam. Y'all ain't getting me. You talking about back to nature. But I saw people, like I say, get well from everything.
Oh, wow.
When it comes to the best biosecurity and biosafety protocols to help your business thrive during these challenging times of face masks, viruses, and gloves, schools, businesses, sports arenas, hotels, and even churches are turning to America's top COVID-19 experts.
Providing is a solution that has the ability to change the way we fight COVID-19.
Hi, I'm Socrates Garrett, Chief Operating Officer for SRS Inc., the single source solution for biosecurity protocols. SRS will ensure that your business does not shut down.
What separates SRS from other companies? We understand that if you control your environment, you control the spread of COVID-19.
SRS, the one source solution.
Have you had your Earth Blend coffee today? At Earth Blend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earth Blend Coffee. To order, visit earthblendcoffee.co now.
In the studio. You all can hear us a little better now. Is that better, you guys? Thank you all for tuning in. We are here with Dr. Franco Taylor. Tell us about how this actually works. Walk us through it.
All right. Well, basically what we have is, take a few minutes for this, but again, if you ask the question, what is health? For most people will tell you, well, the absence of disease, no blood pressure, no whatever. But health is actually found in the Bible. It's found in Exodus 15:26. And Exodus 15:26, it simply says, if you will he was at the table of God. They ate around man. No one told me that I was naked, and yes, I did eat of the fruit. That would have been the answer, but instead he said, well, we knew we were naked and all that, so the woman that thou did give us to be with me did give me of the fruit, and I did eat. So who did he blame? But if you cook a vegetable, is it live or is it dead? If you cook a vegetable, is it live or is it dead? It's dead. Anytime you put 350 degrees on anything for 30, 40 minutes, it's dead. So you got dead animals over here. But now you got vegetables. When you cook them, they're dead. Scrambled eggs, macaroni cheese, even your greens, your beans, your squash. When you cook them, they're dead. They taste good, but they're dead. Let's just be factual and truthful. So this food over here, we know is not really doing anything for our health, okay? Over here on this side, we've got green leaf lettuce, we've got cucumbers, bell peppers, tomatoes, carrots, broccoli, and cauliflower, the way you put it in a salad, okay? Now, we've got apples, peaches, pears, plums, bananas, grapes, raisins, mangoes, papayas, blueberries, strawberries, all that's over here. 2 plates of food. Which side has enzymes? Don't miss this, please don't miss this. Which side has enzymes that's going to help your body digest the meal? The live side. Which side has minerals that are going to build your muscles, your joints, your ligaments, and your tendons? The live side. Which side has vitamin? Vita means life. That's going to build your immune system. The live side. Which side has fiber? That's going to make your bowels move like most of y'all's ain't moving. The live side. Which side do people eat the most of? You got it. So if y'all don't get anything but that one message, I can stop and go home, and you can go home and live a higher quality of life and teach it to other people, because that's the whole crux of the matter. Eating properly, eating more of the food that God gave you in the beginning, the food that was going to keep you alive forever, is where you need to go back to if you want to regain a measured amount of your health. I hope you hear what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're going to die and go to hell because you eat. I didn't say cook food. I'm simply saying if you want health, you need to eat live things. God didn't say it. He said, I came to bring you life and that more abundantly, but he didn't say it by eating the dead thing, because it was never intended for anything to die. So we're going to leave that, and we're going to keep moving. The bottom line is you need more what? Live food. So
give them an example of these live food that they need. You know, some people listening and they don't actually know what those live foods are.
Very, very good question. All right, live food. Let's look at it. Let's just say in the morning you were going to have some whole grain grits, or some whole grain biscuits, or some whole grain pancakes, or some whole grain cereal. What's the key word? Whole grain. So if you're going to have whole grain with that, you would need 2 to 3 pieces of fruit. Apple peach, apple pear, apple banana, apple grapes, apple mango, apple papaya, apple plus something, because apple is the king of the fruit. Has all the fiber, minerals, vitamins, and so forth that you need. So that fruit gives you more live, which helps your body to start doing what it needs to do. It helps the bowels to move. It helps the food to digest better because enzymes are in it. It keeps you from being constipated. It gets rid of the bloating and the burping, the griping, the flatulence, and the gas pass. Y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? By eating the right, more live food. Let's just say for lunch, I know this is 2020, and we may be going out to Wendy's, Captain D's, Mickey D's, one of these, some of these, all of these, okay? Now that was meant to make you smile, but I hope you're thinking about what I'm saying. You can go to those places, but make sure you get a nice big salad or slaw to go with the meal, because the salad and the slaw are what? Live. And you must have more live with the cooked or the dead. You get me? So again, I'm not saying this is the sin. I'm simply saying you need more of this if you're going to have a good life. And in the evening, if you're having a meat and a vegetable, as long as you got a big salad to go with it, you got it going on. Even if you're just going to have a little snack, say you're going to have some nuts, piece of cheesecake, whatever. With that, you still should have a little bowl full of grapes or strawberries or something live to help that heavy, pasty stuff to go on through the body. So that's pretty much the whole idea, is to make sure that you are getting more live food than dead food. Because people ask me, well, how much? I don't know.
Wow.
How much? How far do you want your sugar level to go down? How far do you want your blood pressure to go down? How far do you want your waistline to go in? How far do you want your energy level to go up? Men, how far away do you want your ED to go? How far you want it to go and disappear and not be there anymore? Then you eat more live food. Are y'all getting me? You got to eat more live food. Why? Because
you're talking directly to me.
Because Dr. Franco said so? Because the Word of God said so. So again, we were talking about that prescription. That prescription from God was important to obey. And that one had to do with food. Let me show you one other one that people don't do. Another command from God was Ezekiel 4:11. He said, "Thou shalt drink also water by measure." Excuse me, I'm going to drink a little more. I talk for a living, and I can get a dry throat in a minute, because I talk all day long. Been talking for 49 years in business. But the bottom line is, Ezekiel 4:11 says, "Thou shalt drink." That's a command. Also, water by measure. The sixth part of an hin shalt thou drink from time to time. So now let's look at that. The Bible is telling us to drink what? A measured amount of water every day. And then it goes on to tell us how much to drink. It says drink the sixth part of a hin. Now what is a hin? Hin is not a okay. It's in Hebrew and Greek, it's a part of a bath of water. A bath equals a gallon and a half, or 6 quarts. So the word is telling us to drink 1/6 of a hin, and a hin is 6 quarts. What is 1/6 of 6? It's 1. All right. So then we take that quart over here and we drink it one time. And it says from time to time. So if I come over here and drink it another time, how many quarts is that? 2 quarts. How many glasses is that? That's 8 glasses. How many glasses have the doctor's been telling us to drink for the last 50, 60 years? Y'all come on now.
Yep.
Man is catching up. But God sent me the word through the prophet Ezekiel 5,000 years ago, telling me to drink a minimum of 8 glasses of water a day. Is this deep or is this deep?
It's deep.
It's good stuff. And see, doctors can't get to this because they're not the position that he talks about in the word of God. This is deep. And I'm trying to show you how you say you believe in God, you just know that he was interested in more than just the hairs on your head. He also showed you how to eat and drink. Because if you go up above Ezekiel 4:11, you go to about 4:5, Ezekiel 4:5, he tells you how many shekels of wheat and barley you should eat every day. So you see, if we were paying attention to what God said, sickness could not come nigh our bodies. So let's go back to where we were. We're talking about what happens in the body when we eat the way we should eat. If we're eating cooked food, there are no enzymes, there are no metabolites, there are no antioxidants, and these are the things that keep the body well. Talking about sickness, there was a man by the name of McFarlane Burnett. He received the Nobel Prize in immunology. That means working on the immune system. And what he found was that the body, everybody's body, makes potentially thousands of cancerous virus-type cells every day. But if the immune system is strong, it will literally destroy all of those bacteria, viruses, germs, cancer. It'll destroy it because that's the way he had the body designed. And the scriptures say that when Christ was on this earth, it said that God sent forth his angels and they went to and fro to pluck out all things that offended. So there were times when they would come after Christ and he would disappear. That was those angels. Y'all are listening to me. They were making sure that he was good until he had finished his work on this earth. But then the scriptures tell us that the kingdom of God is where? Within us. So what kingdom is in here? Well, it's not the angels, but it's called the what? The DNA and the what? The immune system. Trillions of white blood cells, leukocytes, lymphocytes, phagocytes, natural killer cells, T cells, B cells, helper cells. And they're all designed with different things to do in keeping the body well. It's like having 100 pit bulls around your property. If you leave your property, who's going in your house? No one. Well, that same thing goes on in your body. And they scavenge through the body and they do what? Same things the angels did for Christ. They pluck out all things that offend. So it doesn't matter what's going on in your body. They're like a recon patrol, like the SEAL team. They go around, they scavenge, they got bear nets, they kicking, they're doing it all to these germs and diseases. And they'll pull them and hold them in the bloodstream. And Leviticus 17:11 tells us what? That the life of the flesh is in the blood. So what they do then, they hold it, it goes into the bloodstream. Then if you are eating enough what? Fiber it goes out through your bowels. If you are drinking enough water, then it goes out through the urine. Now, y'all listening to me. The body is designed to heal itself if you work with it. That's the problem. You've been working against it for a long time. So isn't it the name of our company, my family company, is Right Stuff. You've been eating the wrong stuff, drinking the wrong stuff, looking at, doing, talking, being around the wrong stuff all your life. So isn't it about time you got your hands on the right stuff? Okay. Just a little ad, y'all. But the key is helping the body to heal itself. All those trillions of white blood cells have to have something. Let's look at what food does. Nutrition is what we need, not food. And listen to me carefully. Again, if you cook the food, if it's dead food, if it's animal food, it's not live. It can't give you what you need. What does nutrition give you? You've heard of metabolites. Metabolites come from nutrition. When the body breaks down these good foods, it turns into metabolites. What do metabolites do? Well, metabolites do three things. First of all, they give you energy. Your body needs energy to do everything it has to do. You have inside of your cell something called mitochondria. The mitochondria are the tiny little power cells in your body, and your body is made of 70% of them in their sleep. That's why you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. But when you put nutrition in, these metabolites literally will give you the energy that you need. The second thing they'll do is they'll replace damaged or dead tissue. Because when you're full of mucus and all of that, it's because the damaged tissue is not getting out, and it's sitting, it's becoming stagnated, the blood is getting impure, and it's starting to turn into disease and sickness. Hey, listen to me. The third thing it does is to remove all waste from the body. So again, what we need is more nutrition, not food, but nutrition, because most of the nutrition we get is what? Dead. Are you getting it? Again, you can have this. God gives you taste buds. We're the only animals on the planet that can taste our food. So enjoy this, but have more of this. What is this? The fruit, nuts, grains, and vegetables in a live or raw state. Are you getting it? Okay? Important. Live food, nutrition. Your brain needs 1/3 of the nutrition that goes into your body. And if you're eating mainly dead food, there's no brain power. There's no memory. You can't think. You can't make wise decisions. Sometimes you can't even remember what word you want to say. You've got a vocabulary. You've got 3 and 4 words for one word, but sometimes you can't even pull up one word. You get caught mid-sentence because your brain won't function. It's because you're giving it what? Dead stuff. It needs some live in order to do what it needs to do. Your nerves, we've got so many people that got nervous problems, anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, all this. But a good deal of that is simply because the nerves are not getting any what? Nutrition. Are y'all listening to me? Most of the problems, we create them ourselves. One of the biggest problems going on right now, of course, is anxiety, depression, and all that. And we're taking all these pills for it. And these are nothing but just mule tranquilizers. So they tranquilize the brain, tranquilize the nerves, so you don't think. It's like being drugged up, so you don't even know that there's nothing really wrong. But the key is, most of this is caused by malnutrition. We're not getting enough nutrients into the body. And we need nutrients in order for the body to be strong, in order for the immune system to be strong, in order for the body to be at a pH of 7.5, which is autiomatic. Leviticus 17:11 says the life of the flesh is in the blood. If you got good flowing blood, disease can't live in it. Why? A frog doesn't lay eggs in running water. He lays it in what? Dead, stagnant, stinky, funky water. Same thing with your body. Disease cannot live in a running bloodstream. It's got to be stagnant. It's got to be diseased in order for the germ or the virus, whatever, to get in there and leave. We're going to talk about the virus. We're not going to leave it out. We're going to get you there. It ain't no biggie. But the bottom line is you got to get more nutrients into the body.
Wow. You said COVID is no biggie?
No biggie.
We got, over 200,000 deaths nationwide?
And you'll get over 1 million every year with the flu. And ain't nobody even paying attention to it. Y'all ain't listening. Y'all ain't paying. The system has you mesmerized and have you looking at the left jab so you can come around the corner with the right hook. See, yes, COVID is a problem. COVID, they call it COVID-19 because it's supposed to be 19 species. And I'm sure when my buddy Roland was here, he told you about that. It's a whole lot more. There's 50 or more species. This thing has evolved to the point where man has nothing that he can touch it with. But God does. It's called your immune system. Y'all still ain't getting it. Y'all ain't getting it. God gave you what you needed. He gave you all the pit bulls that you needed outside and inside of your house to make sure that your living environment is protected. But we weaken it. We give our pit bulls poison steak. Y'all ain't listening to me. So we give the body dead food, so the immune system does what? Goes down, they can't fight. I'm gonna give you all, for instance. Everybody remember the name Dick Gregory?
Yes.
I worked with Dick when he had prostate cancer. Wonderful, wonderful guy. Remember, he used to fast until he weighed 60 pounds just to get America to understand what they were doing to African Americans and what health was really all about. But Dick was talking to a group of European Americans, about 20 years ago, 25, when AIDS first came out. Everybody was afraid of AIDS. AIDS. And he was talking to this group in an amphitheater. It might have been about 6,000 or 7,000 people. And he was the only dark speck in the whole room. He was standing down in front of them and he was yelling out to them, okay, so you're afraid of AIDS. AIDS, what does AIDS stand for? And they all yelled out, acquired immune deficiency syndrome. He says, that means that your immune system is down, right? And they all said, right. He said, well, if your immune system is down, build it back up, dummies. Y'all listen to him. Your immune systems are down, so they can't fight. The system has gotten you thinking that only drugs work. When you're a little child, you read the book that says, see Dick jump, see Sally dance, and watch Spot jump. And then it says, look at the fireman, he puts out fires. Look at the policeman, he guards our lives. And look at the doctor, what does he do? He saves our lives. So as children, who are we taught saves lives? The doctor. But who does the word say saves lives? God. Are y'all getting this? So we grow up, as soon as you get a fever, they start going in and getting stuff out of the cabinet, get some baby aspirin. So even as a child, we know that if you want to get well, you got to go grab a drug. Y'all ain't listening to me. Y'all ain't getting, we're taught that medicine is above God. You shouldn't go to a doctor any more than you should have to go to an attorney.
Right.
Every now and then. Y'all get this?
Oh, I'm with
but
you.
We go to the attorney. If the attorney says something we don't like, now I'm gonna get me another attorney. I'm not gonna do that. But if the doctor tells you to stand on your head naked and get on one arm and stand there for 15 minutes in the winter outside in the snow, you can go out there and trying to do your best to get it. Why? He's like God too. Again, I'm not knocking the medical profession, but I am holding up the great doctor. The great doctor has said that Hippocrates, the so-called father of medicine, said that your medicine should be your food and your food should be your medicine, right? That's a good thing. But in Ezekiel 47:12, God sent a message through Ezekiel. He gave him a picture of the earth made new, and he said that in that day there would be the river of life and the tree of life, which was Jesus, okay, and it would bear its fruit all 12 months of the year, and the fruit of the tree would be your meat, and the leaves thereof your medicine. So isn't that what Hippocrates said? Your fruit, your food, and your medicine on the same tree. So, oh, well, you're an Old Testament. I'm a New Testament believer. Well, we go to the last book of the Bible, Revelation 22. He gave John the same vision, and John said the same thing. He said the tree would be there with bearing its fruit, and he said that the leaves of the tree would be for the healing of the nation. So in the beginning, God gave us food that would keep us alive forever. Once we got sick, he gave us food that would keep us alive forever. And even in the earth made new, we're still going to eat that way because that's what? The best way. Are y'all getting this? We go out and get all these drugs. I'm not saying you don't need some sometimes. Sometimes you must have a drug because the body can get so low that you don't have time for the herbs to bring you back up. You don't have time for good food to bring you back up. Your blood pressure can get so low that you're out, you're gone. But they've got a drug that they can give you that'll shock that body and bring you back up and give you another chance to do what? Go home and begin to eat right and do your, y'all listen to me. So that's what I call emergent care. It's emergency. That's what medicine is for, emergency. It's like your car. Your mechanic doesn't take care of your car. He just tries to fix the mess that you make of your car. But if you took care of your own car at home, you know a car is designed to run 300,000 or 400,000 miles. If you keep, I got one out there now, heading on 300,000 miles. It's just a 2010 Grand Caravan. So what am I saying to you? I'm simply saying this body is designed to heal itself if you'll give it what it needs. Now, of course, you may need a good multivitamin. We've got a great multivitamin. We've got liquid vitamin. We've been blessed to design 12 different formulas. 8 of them are liquid, so they get straight into the system. But the key is you still have to eat right. You still need to walk. The Bible says that I will walk today, tomorrow, and the day after. So walking is necessary. Exercise is necessary. God placed, even though Adam and Eve were perfect when they were created, he placed them in the garden to do what? Dress it and to keep it. So even though he was a perpetual motion machine, going to live forever, God still let him go to work. He put him to work as a farmer, as a gardener, to work, because he knows in advance that if you don't use it, you lose it. Is any of this making sense, folks?
Yes, I'm with you, because I am not quick to take medicine myself. You know, I don't. I worked on a medication error grant about 10, 15 years ago, and I learned a lot about medicine. And so I'm now I eat the wrong things, but I'm not that type of poison.
You're gonna get better.
And I have been getting better because I know that food is healing.
Okay. That's good. And I appreciate you being straight. And a lot of folks act like they got it going on. The key is, if you just begin, you and all the people in the listening and viewing audience, if you would just begin to eat more live food with your dead food, the body will start healing itself. It knows what size you're supposed to be. It knows how clear your sinuses are supposed to be. It knows how good your heart is supposed to pump blood, and it will do it. God has always said something to us. He's always had a contract. He said, if you will, I will. And if my people who are called by my name will, in other words, he's got a contract with us. So when things don't go right, it's because we broke the contract. He never did, even with our bodies. So again, eating better, getting our exercise, drinking more water. Again, a minimum of 8 glasses of water a day, more if you weigh more, because we say we've got an excursion and an echo. Both of those are Ford cars. They both use water, but which one uses the most water? The excursion, because it's bigger. But can you run the excursion off of echo water? You could for a little while, but what would happen? It would overheat. So that means if you're larger, you drink more water. So what does that mean? You can take half of your body weight in ounces of pure water every day, and you'll be giving the body the amount of water that it needs to keep your bones hydrated, keep your blood flowing the way it should, keep your muscles strong, your brain power, because you need H2O, you need water and oxygen in the brain. So the bottom line, just simple things like those simple doctors that God gave us: exercise, water, rest, eating like you should, breathing fresh air in, sunlight. All these are natural healers, natural prescriptions from God. And we have a manual that you'll see on our website. It's called The Bible Way to Health, BIBLAWAY. The B is best food in combination. We talked about that in Genesis 1:29. The I is intake of plenty of water. Those are the first two. The I, we just saw that in Ezekiel. The next B is being temperate. The L is lots of rest and sleep. The E is exercise daily. The W is wonderful sunshine. What do we get from sunshine? Vitamin D. Vitamin D doesn't come in a bottle or a pill. It actually comes from getting sunshine. You've got an old person sitting there in a wheelchair, just barely can't do anything. If you would bundle them up, even in the wintertime, take them out on the porch, wheel them out on the porch, let them get about 30 minutes of sunlight. 15 in the morning, 15 in the evening, you'll watch those bones begin to work better. Oh, y'all paying attention. We're talking about natural healing. Yeah, well, that's why they made the doctors. But before the 1800s, where were the doctors? They were the old folks. Old folks would go out in the backyard. If you had a fever, they would go out in the backyard and pluck up some herbs. They'd bring them in, they'd put them in a pot, and they'd boil them. They'd throw a little white light in them. That's homemade liquor, okay, on it. and then they pour hot toddy down your throat, wrap you up in a blanket, and sweat you out all night long. The next morning you'd wake up, that blanket would be soaking, sopping wet. They would take it off of you, get in the bathtub, take you a bath, and you went to work or went to school or wherever you were supposed to be. Wasn't no laying around all week long with no virus because they knew better. They didn't learn that in school. God imparted it into their brain. Those were simple remedies. Well, God used simple remedies. Y'all didn't know that? There was once a guy, Elijah, used to go and he would go through preaching and praying and talking to folks. And once there was a lady that had a room in her house for him. It's in the Old Testament. And whenever he passed through, he could use that room to get him some sleep and study his scrolls or the Word of God or whatever. And once he came, her son had fallen out in the field and had hit his head and had fallen dead. And they ran to get him. Well, he took his time coming back to the house. And they took the son, laid him on the bed. And when he got there, he walked up and laid down on the boy, stretched on him full length, eye to eye, mouth to mouth, and he raised up off of the boy 7 times. And the boy came back to life. Well, nothing but CPR. Y'all ain't listening.
I do want to, if anybody listening have any questions,
all right.
We have about 10 minutes left in the show. The number is 601-948-5950. Again, the number is 601-948-5950. If you have any questions for Dr. Taylor, give us a call. We're talking about natural healing, biblical healing. So,
questions about COVID?
Okay, we got a call already. Hey, call, you on the air. What's your question or comment?
How y'all doing, Dr. Taylor?
Hello there.
What the remedy what you have for to improve your eyesight?
Okay, well, there's a simple remedy for eyesight. It's called lemon. Just take a slice of lemon and squeeze a drop in each eye. You're only gonna get 1 drop in there, okay?
It's gonna burn.
It's gonna tingle.
Oh my goodness!
But some of the medicine that they give you for eye tingle burns too. But the key is the acid in the lemon is the same thing that's already in your eye, which is acid. Nobody ever thinks about how you can literally, your fingers can be frozen outside in the cold weather, but your eye, you can still open your eye. There's a little thin acid mantle over the eye that keeps it secure. So again, that acid will literally take out poison. It'll make your eye water, but it'll actually clear and it'll take care of glaucoma. It's just powerful. Just
great question, Colin. Very good question. I got people online asking for the number. Let me give them the number. Again, that number is 601-948-5950. So you have a question. Oh, we got another call. Hey, Colin, you're on the air. What's your question or comment?
Yes, I would like to know if you're a diabetic and you be bothered with calluses under your feet, and they're pretty bad. What do you do for that?
Okay. Basically, diabetes is not what you think. It's not because of high sugar. Actually, it's because of too much grease or fat in the diet. And it covers up the receptors so that when the pancreas tries to secrete insulin, the insulin can't get in to break down the sugar. They call it sugar diabetes simply because an individual that has it, if they urinate on the ground, the ants will be on because they can't break the sugar down. It stays in the blood. But what a diabetic can do is, I'm sure they'll be able to give you all my information when someone can call me. And it's more than just taking something for it. It's a whole way of life. You've eaten your way into this over a period of time. You got to eat your way back out. Just eat more live food, which is what I said in the beginning. You'll watch the sugar level go down.
All right, caller, what's your question or comment? You're on the air.
Hi, how are you? I have a question for pregnant women who are about to go into labor. What can you do to kind of prepare your area down there to prevent tears?
Okay, first of all, you can drink lots of water because water is going to hydrate and it's going to cause the muscles and the sinews and the bones to stretch instead of being brittle and break. A lot of women have what's called Braxton Hicks. That simply means they're dehydrated. And you can do squats where you can go get to a chair and just take yourself up and down. And what that does is that causes the inner thighs to stretch so that they can stretch more at the time when the baby's head is to be delivered. So drinking plenty of water and just carefully doing some squats as best you can. You might even have help. Do some squats to get yourself stretched and lubricated so that you'll have the baby and be able to deliver the baby quickly and soundly.
You're going to have people at home scratching it. This is good information. Oh, my goodness. Very good information. Very good information.
Invite me back.
I want to give that website again, www.rightstuffhealth.com. www.rightstuffhealth.com.
Phone number?
Give me your phone number.
Phone number is 901-383-0404. 901-383-0404. We look forward to being of service.
If you have any more questions, I missed the last caller. Again, the number is 601-948-5950. Give us a call. We got Dr. Taylor in the house. We only got about 8 more minutes, so make sure you call in with your question. I want to talk about why. Okay, here we go. Hey, caller, you're on the air. What's your question or comment?
What about shingles?
Shingles basically is sort of a nervous disorder. And again, we said that when an individual does not take in enough nutrients, then the nerves, the nervous system is depleted, doesn't have energy, and so you can't stay balanced to fight off something like shingles.
All right. Caller, you're on the air. What's your question or comment? Turn your radio down.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to also say thank you for taking my call. I say good evening to the doctor. I'm on the road for one thing. I'm driving trucks. Now, listen to the program, and I'd like to congratulate you on the Presidential Award. That's very outstanding and awesome. But anyway, I just wanted to tell you, thank you. The information is very valuable to me. Things I've known, just haven't practiced. And that's all I want to do is say thank you. Keep up the good work, and God bless you. And young lady, you too.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your call. We appreciate your questions. So I was going to bring up about a lot of people drink their sugar. Do you have a lot of people that drink a lot of tea, sodas, Kool-Aid, and there's a lot of sugar in that. I usually drink water with all my meals because I'm greedy. I like to eat my calories instead of drink them. And so talk about how much fat.
All right. Well, two things. You got fat and sugar in the drinks. But if you were going to wash your car, would you wash it in Coca-Cola or would you wash it with water? If you went to one of these car washes and saw them shooting Coca-Cola on your car, you go in there and be ready to fight them. Because you know the acid in the Coca-Cola and the sugar gonna stick up your car, gonna take the paint off your car. Come on, folks. Yet still you'll do it to yourself. But again, water is the best. You need more water, period. Okay. The sodas again are not gonna do it. And God said, he breathed into man's nostrils a Coca-Cola, right? No. Oxygen. He breathed the breath of life, and water has what? Oxygen in it. So you need the water. If you're going to drink the other stuff, go ahead, but make sure you're drinking the amount of water that you need every day. That's hydration. That's going to make you well. And again, nutrition is important. It's not coming out of a can of soda.
Wow. So you said it's best to eat fresh?
As many fresh vegetables and fruits as you can with your cooked. And just more live food. All sicknesses and diseases will begin to heal themselves if you eat more live food with every meal.
You got a question, Doc?
Girl, you know I'm loving this.
I think I love this. This information is so helpful, and we all can use it, and we all need this information. So
yeah, we're gonna continue this for a minute because this is crucial. Duke University did a study about Black men who attend church are frequently more likely to be obese.
That's right.
It came out about a year ago. We got this information and we shared this information, And I believed at the time, once we put that out, I believed that it was going to be a response back from the church. It didn't happen. How do we move forward and address our people when leadership, listen to what I'm saying. There has to be on a 100,000 watt radio station on the internet with listenerships in Atlanta, Dallas, Chicago. There has to be a pastor listening to you tonight. And I just asked Blood Child to check the telephone and make sure that it was working. And we got some calls in now. But tell me how a man of God can listen to the teaching that has come forward for 30 minutes. And thank you, Mr. Socrates Garrett. Get well. But what we gonna do? No, we ain't got time, but we ain't got 3 minutes. But we got to schedule. We got to schedule you to come back.
Please.
See, we talked about the problem tonight.
Okay.
We're gonna set a date and we're gonna get you back in. And we're gonna run the promo, Dr. J, for 7 days.
Okay.
So it's no reason nobody's not listening.
Praise God. I look forward to it.
We got children walking around with machines
That's right.
on them called an insulin pump.
That's right.
And I thank God for you. I thank God for Socrates Garrett. But more important, I thank God for Mr. Charles Davis that left us a 100,000 watt platform.
Wow.
And we cannot move forward, you all, and not hold leadership accountable when we got this information out here that can heal our people. Because keep in mind, this is $1 trillion industry. And when you hear the debate, this is shining light on the debate of fully funding Medicare. I can care less if you put another dollar in healthcare. This is the information we need to fully fund. Thank you all so much.
And the scriptures definitely say that you come to God because he does what? I heal all of your diseases. That means disease in your pocketbook, disease in your body, in your mind, and your spirit. You're supposed to be able to come to the church to get whatever you need.
Yes, indeed.
Including healing. So this information definitely supposed to be coming from the church. Like, I can't even get in some churches.
Is the virus, Doc, in your opinion, related to our sin?
Yes, sir.
Dr. J, I'm done.
Yes, sir. I'm done. Absolutely. Absolutely. Remember, I said that sin and disease were twins.
Wow. This has been awesome. We definitely going to have you back on BMA Radio Show. We thank you for the work that you're doing. We are listening. Keep doing the work that you're doing. Some of the products that you talked about, I'm definitely going to invest in them. And I thank you again for the work and research that you have done. Any final words? We got less than 1 minute.
Okay, I'll just simply say, folks, just remember that physician, heal thyself is one of the words of God. You've got to help yourself. You can't rely on man, doctors, or anyone else. You've got to do your part. And absolutely, those that have the responsibility of people, we are our brother's keeper. And I'm going to say this, one of the reasons that more pastors won't allow me to come to their churches because they love to go by them sisters' houses on Sunday afternoon and eat all them rabbits and gravy and rice, and y'all can eat all them sweet potato pies. And so how are they going to talk against what they're doing? Most of them can't even button their shoes. They can't reach over and get to their shoes because their belly is so big. I'm just saying it like it is now. So if they say something about health, then they're cutting themselves in the throat. They're shooting themselves on feet, if you hear what I'm saying. So that's one of the reasons I don't get more, because they've got to change if they try to change their people.
Thank you all so much for listening to BMA Radio Show. Make sure you all tune in. Same time, same place next week. Take us out.
When it comes to the best biosecurity and biosafety protocols to help your business thrive during these challenging times of face masks, viruses, and gloves, schools, businesses, sports arenas, hotels, and even churches are turning to America's top COVID-19 experts.
Providing is a solution that has the ability to change the way we fight COVID-19.
Hi, I'm Socrates Garrett, Chief Operating Officer for SRS Inc., the single source solution for biosecurity protocols. SRS will ensure that your business does not shut down.
What separates SRS from other companies? We understand that if you control your environment, you control the spread of COVID-19.
SRS, the one source solution.
Have you had your Earth Blend coffee today?
Glaucoma. Oh, man.
At Earth Blend Coffee, we take
Cataract.
pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earth Blend Coffee.
To order, visit earthblendcoffee.co now.
Welcome to We Believe TV. We are inspired by bold and spirited believers ready to adopt an innovative approach for speaking the word so that others' faith might grow from hearing the word, which gives rise to hope. Watch your church worship service live, our collection of faith-based programming, as well as original content, right here on We Believe TV. How and when you want, anytime and anywhere you want.